Movie news, rants, and so much more. Wild stories you've not heard before. Echoes through the air, they roar. Unleash the beast, let your spirit soar. Fists in the air, the crowds ablaze. Moments that seal the mundane's haze. No fear, no hold in this maze. Reach the peak of these wild days. It lives, Friday night lives. You die, but Friday night lives. Hosted by DEADPIT Radio. Stuntman Mark and Rebel Ralph. It lives, Friday night lives. You die, but Friday night lives. Hosted by DEADPIT Radio. Stuntman Mark and Rambo Ralph.
Hi everybody, I'm Uncle Bill. Welcome to Friday Night Lives.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing tonight? Y'all doing okay? Funny story though. Uncle Bill, his internet, he's got that tin can internet there in Cracker Bottom, and he just sent me a message literally probably 15 minutes ago, and I'd already took at least 2 gummies, so we're gonna see how this goes. But Rambo, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me once again. How is it that like your internet is like always good, but then his is always like dog shit? Is like,
Well,
you,
he's in a more rural area, if you can believe
Gotcha.
that.
okay.
He's just really like 10 minutes up the road, but yeah. I think he's
Okay.
got the same company that we have, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. We'll have to ask him if he actually shows up on here, but yeah, it's going to be a interesting show because a lot of Friday Night Lives, but there's an awful lot of deaths going on. You know, and I know that Gene Hackman, man, who, you know, he's 95 years old, so, but the circumstances around that is still bizarre, right? So I guess it's going to be a little while before we know exactly what all happened.
Yeah, for those who don't know, as of right now, that's been said, he was found on the ground. Apparently, no foul play, they say. No carbon monoxide, they say. His wife, I believe, was in the bathroom, and there were pills.
Mhm.
Now, the dog, who also, they had multiple dogs, but one passed away. Now, I don't know if the dog was in the bathroom, if it was in a closet. I hear different things. But yeah, very strange. I mean, I can only give theories.
hmm Yeah, that's
My
all we have right now, but I mean, I'm sure, hopefully it's nothing like, because there's an awful lot of weird shit that's happened. Like,
yeah,
remember when was it David Carradine, when he passed away, and it was kind of, people were like, what in the hell happened there? And that ended up just being something totally bizarre. So, but I don't know.
I mean, the only theory I would have as of right now is he was very old. He passed away. It's just how it is. I mean, 95 is pretty good age to get to. And maybe his wife couldn't handle it. Maybe the pills were there for a reason, and just some people do that because they feel they have nothing left. And I don't know if the dog was in the bathroom and ate the pills, or if it was in the. Does they also say that they might have been dead for weeks?
Yeah, because like part of their hands were mummified or something like that, and then they were the bloating, and then we've got, you know, he's a pathology major in Ryan Adkins. He wants to be Michael Bodden, and he was telling us all about it in the Discord, you know. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing is kind of weird. I mean, like you're saying, he was 95. So that's not very strange that he was to just pass. I mean, somebody that old can just fucking like sneeze too hard and maybe die. I don't know. But
Exactly.
like, yeah, I mean, just the way it happened. We'll see though. Hopefully it's nothing. She could have been like, oh, I don't want to live without him. And just, that's the thing that makes the most sense to me,
Yeah.
you know. But a lot of people in the chat, we did have a super chat up here from the Hopium Gardener, who he wants everybody's cornbread, by the way. If you didn't know. Hey, fellas, watched The Monkey last night, and I'll be honest, I thought it genuinely sucked. And I had to watch the BS trailer for Ballerina again. Okay.
Oh, because it was in the front of the movie at the theater. Okay, the trailer. Have not seen The Monkey. Have heard good things about it.
Yeah. It was a short story, right? What was it called? The short story wasn't called The Monkey, though, was it? I can't remember. It was an old short story.
I can't remember.
Sure. Yeah, we'll see, though. Osgood Perkins directed that one. He's got another one coming out before the end of the year, I think. So he's staying pretty busy. Lots of
Is
people
that
in
one
here,
that,
though.
is
Yeah,
that
go
one
ahead.
you're checking out? The Monkey?
I'll probably watch it when it comes to streaming. I don't really know a whole lot about it. A lot of
Yeah.
people are putting it over. So, it's funky like a monkey, according to Myth of the Deep Man 99, or Myth of the Deep Man 21. Sorry. Yeah, you weren't a fan of long legs, though, of course. Uncle Bill's a gigantic fan of it. I didn't mind it, but the ending of it just sucked. I'm like, why do you do that? Yeah, to me that just ruined it. I've not seen Fart Eyes either, Predminator.
Yeah, I know he liked Hard Eyes. I haven't seen it. What part of the ending did you not like? I'm curious about that.
Well, the whole thing was pretty stupid, but ultimately, like the supernatural aspect of it, like when they introduced that just didn't do a thing for me. I'm like, leave it in the real world. Late as always, Stuntman Mark. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys?
Well, you late.
You're late, Mark.
I was trying to help Uncle Bill. At least I got a good excuse.
Hey, you can't help somebody that don't want to be helped. He's like a drug addict. Michael Pitkowski with a $5. That's Australian, right? Australian money.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. Appreciate it, sir. I pre-ordered Goes to Hell and Jason X 4Ks. Are you guys getting it?
That's funny because that's one of the big topics, the title alone. I like those movies, even I'm not getting them because I don't.
I'm going to hold out and see, because occasionally Amazon will have stuff like $23, $24. I would pay that for it.
Yeah.
I got Trick or Treat in 4K when it was like $23. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I've not even opened the Blu-ray versions that was in that box set of either of those movies yet. So, and a lot of people out there need to ask themselves the same thing. You've got the box set, but have you even watched the Blu-ray editions of those yet? Uh-oh. Eerie Guts. You got anything handy there?
Well, what's funny is that I was looking through this. I forgot I had this movie, but I picked it up on a sale. It was like $10 because I had not seen this for like years, so I wanted to see how it was, and it was horrible.
Oh God, yeah, that one's actually kind of.
Just deserve it. I would do this for Uncle Bill because I know it was one of.
How much could he have sold it for on eBay, Mark?
Probably not very much.
I thought it was going for a pretty good amount, though. Right? Didn't have one of those out of print ones.
for good reason.
I don't think so.
The 4K or something will probably come up at some point.
I'm surprised they haven't
Garbage
done a
Pail
4K
Kids.
of this yet.
That was one of those movies that I saw in theaters as a kid, and I thought it sucked when I was a fucking kid, when I was 7 years old. And when you're 7 years old, you don't think too much sucks, really. You like pretty much everything, except for the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Yeah. As far as the Arrow releases go, I might grab at least Jason Goes to Hell, but I don't know. I mean, I've heard some things about their releases lately.
What do you mean?
You hit
So-
things?
I do. Do you guys have the Cell 4K? Either one of you?
No, I didn't get it yet.
I don't really like that movie.
Okay. Apparently, there's a repeat scene in the director's cut that loops or something like that. Now, maybe I watched it, but I didn't notice it. Maybe I got up, got a drink of water or something. I don't know. But a lot of people were complaining about it online, and they're doing replacement discs. So the new version will say 2.0 or something like that on there. And then I've heard there's an issue with the Bastards 4K. One of the special features doesn't work, something like that. And yeah, there was another one that it's a more recent 4K I saw. There's some issues on that one too.
Yeah, put in a voodoo code to watch the special feature.
That'll be a new thing. It's fucking Fandango at home now. Bulls. What? Who fucking like? I can understand rebranding and shit like that, but rebrand it to something better than fucking Fandango at home. I've been enjoying my voodoo collection for years, and I pop up one day and turn it on. It's Fandango at home, formerly voodoo. I think of the fucking wrestler Fandango every time.
Oh my god. Oh, that's it. Somebody in the chat just said it. Nubbins, LA Jewel, they're talking about it. It's TCM2. The 4K has issues. I didn't get that. I got the VS 4K of that one, so I didn't double dip. But what do you think is going on with the quality control? Arrow used to be known for that. Well, what the fuck's going on? That's a lot of fuck ups on their part.
I don't know if it's anything to do with Cliff from Scream Factory's working over at Arrow. That sounds like some old Scream Factory shit.
You see, that's it. You solved the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's some of these companies, man, they release so much a month. The quality control, I don't know who all they have doing it. But yeah, they probably speed through like the check discs and everything and don't really, because what do they have this month, or for the month of May that they announced today, like 5 or 6 different releases, and they do that at least each month.
Yeah. Yeah. Too much coming out.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up really, dude. But I mean, it's just going to cost them. It's hurting them more than anything because they have to repress all these discs and mail them out to everybody again, and postage is definitely not cheap either. Yeah, I mean, you might be better off to let these stay out for a little while and wait for a sale. Gemroll 81, have you seen hundreds of beavers?
No, I know you sent in that request. I haven't gotten to Jamroll. Was that the film that Vinegar Syndrome, like people were just going crazy buying it for 5 minutes?
I think so, yeah.
Why?
I mean, the slipcover sold out in what was it, Mark? It was like a couple of hours or something, right?
Yeah, really quick.
Covers, man.
And I'd never heard of the fucking thing. Like, that was the first time I'd ever heard of that movie. Ever.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, Second Sight is doing like the Blair Witch replacement. Didn't they have something else that they had an issue with too, Second Sight, recently? And they're not doing as much stuff, but it seems like a lot of their stuff like they come out with it all at once, like 4 or 5 different things all at once.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they got the Cronenberg stuff coming. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with that stuff. But yeah, it seems to be happening more and more. Like years ago, I just don't remember that for any of these companies. Well, except maybe for Scream. But
Have there been a lot with Tino Lorber? I never hear.
not really. Not that I can think of. That's one of the more consistent companies.
I'm just reminded that because I know you recently rewatched a Summer Rental, very
Yeah.
fun film.
Yeah, that's the first time I'd seen that in a long time, and yeah, great movie, man. Still holds up well and everything, and it just brings back like that movie reminds me so much of going on vacations when I was a little kid, like with my dad and stuff that he would want to do. And I just, John Candy, was that his first like starring role in a movie, John Candy?
That's a good question. I don't know.
He had been in some films. I forget what it was called though. That's how good it was. But there were little films like The Clown Murders and Going Berserk. That was one with some of his SCTV guys. But
yeah, this was pretty much promoted as this was his movie as like a starring role. He was pretty much the anchor of the movie. But yeah, a lot of fun. Great supporting cast as well. Richard Crenn is fucking great in it. I always remember like relating to, being in line at a restaurant for fucking hours, right? And the thing that you want, they sell out right. That he wanted lobster for everybody, right? And this asshole comes in. He's like, "Oh, let's get the lobster. Let's get all the lobster." I still think it's an underrated movie, though. Nobody talks about that movie, I don't think. You don't ever hear anybody reference it. But I'm glad it's finally out on Blu-ray. We're going to be reviewing it here shortly. But I did get a kick out of the scene with the little girl. I noticed it every time I watch the movie, but I completely forget about it. Yeah. And so, evidently, for some reason, Carrie Green, the other daughter, is the one that did that voiceover. And I don't know if there was maybe an issue when they were recording it live or something, but it's so obviously like I went back and rewatched it like 3 or 4 times.
Can I play in the basement with Orku?
Or whatever the hell the guy's name is. It's fucking, he looks like the Asian guy from fucking Gremlins. Dorku or something like that was his name. But yeah, Uncle Bill's got he's going to, well, if his internet works by then, Uncle Buck 4K, which I don't know. I think I've got Uncle Buck on DVD or whatever, but yeah, I'm sure that one's cool too. I'm a big fan of that movie as well, but what do you guys think about comedies in 4K? Are they really necessary?
no. I mean, at least with Summer Rental, like that had never had a Blu-ray before at all. And like you mentioned, a lot of people didn't talk about it because honestly, people couldn't find it. Like they couldn't find it to watch. People didn't know it existed because it just wasn't out for people to see, to check out in that next generation. So I'm glad people will finally be able to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 4K of comedy. Who gives a shit? It's just fucking, it's about the laughs, and that doesn't get better than 4K. If it's a shit joke, it's a shit joke.
Only if it's a bad Blu-ray. Like the one I always think about is Porky's. Not a fan of that Blu-ray. Love the movie, but Arrow was talking about doing a 4K of that a while ago. I think they might have been joking. I think it was on like April Fool's Day or something. But they seriously should do that, and I'd be all over it. There's quite a few that have bad transfers, a lot of the 80s comedies. So, I mean, I'd upgrade stuff like that. But if I've already got a good Blu-ray copy of it, like, it's not really much of a need to rebuy it.
I think it was Grindhouse Video that had It was some kind of, I don't know if it's a Spanish release. And I tried looking it up. I couldn't find anything out about it, but it was a DVD box set of I think it was all four of the Meatballs movies.
Okay.
Meatballs 3 is one of my favorites, and it's never been officially on DVD at all. But I don't know if it's like a copy of a VHS or there's really little you can find out about it. If anybody that watches this has it, they'll let me know. I think it's sold out on Grindhouse's site, but I couldn't find it anywhere else. It's so weird. But I would love to have those on like a Blu-ray box set. I would buy those for sure. And of course, King Frat. That's a comedy I would get on Blu-ray. Most of the comedy stuff, though, man, I don't think I've upgraded a lot of that stuff from DVD. I still have the DVD of it. Like I don't know, the video quality for some reason just isn't a huge thing for I mean, to me, for comedies, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it depends though. There are very few exceptions. Like Coming to America for me, I actually didn't have that on anything, so buying the 4K was a no-brainer.
I actually have that in 4K as well. But I didn't have it on anything either. It's kind of like you. So.
Yeah. There's some exceptions, but not many.
The Meatballs DVD set, Jerry, is the one that I saw was a Region 2 or Region B release. So I don't think Walmart would have it, but there might be another Meatballs set that has like a couple of the movies in it or something.
I'm surprised you saw a DVD at Walmart to begin with.
Around here, it's all DVDs, pretty much.
Yeah. No, I'm just like, around here, there's like no movies at all.
Well, the Walmart here, the way that they have it set up is they'll have like, the main aisle has like gimmick stuff. Like recently it was like the Valentine horror stuff, and there was some like romance movies, and they'll have like new release stuff at the front, maybe a Blu-ray or a 4K the first week it's out, and then it's gone. But I went in Target earlier this week, or it was last week, no movies at all in Target, none. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I went in there because I don't shop at Target ever, and I hate Target, honestly. But I went in there.
I'm the same way. I'm Walmart all the way.
Yeah, me too. I went in there. It was pathetic. I walked right the fuck out, did an about face, and just left. I didn't get anything. I was like, this is horrible. But I mean, that's where we are now with physical media. The internet's all you got, really, unless you got some of these stores around. Like
I used to work at a Target, so don't get me started on Target. I used to work there.
You know what's funny? Those Target sells hard liquor. I think that's hilarious.
Oh shit!
Just
wow.
begging for fucking trouble. Some fucking homeless guy comes in there and just because it's out, you could grab it, guzzle it, or whatever. Yeah.
Well, if you don't shop there, you need a drink. Damn expensive.
Mark, though, we were talking about Gene Hackman and possibly what happened there. Do you have any theories on that?
No, I mean, of course, it's an unfortunate situation, but like, I have no theories at all. I mean, I was kind of going with the carbon monoxide thing. I saw that at first. And then as a few more details come out, well, you look at it and like, that's a little sketchy. And I don't know. I hope that was not like a Benoit type of situation. I doubt it. But you never know, man. Like these days, anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a deal too. Like the wife could have done something possibly. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But they said it would be a few weeks to, the autopsy results and all that. It's just a weird thing.
I don't see like why a wife, like if your guy is 95 years old, like you said, if you sneeze on him, you'd be done. Like it was. I hate to say it was going to be any day now anyway. I still think it's he died. She couldn't take it. She took the pills, and Just that's how some people are with their loved one, which I don't know how long they were married. I think for a long time.
Hmm. Yeah, since
And
the early 80s, I think.
if for some, if that's all they knew, some people can't handle that. And if stressful situation, they're not thinking straight. And Mark,
Hmm.
the dog that died, was it? Heard one. It was in the bathroom, or that it was in a closet.
It was a
You
big
know,
dog, too, right? Went into big dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you know? Like where it was?
No, I saw one site that I think I did see something about a closet or a bathroom, but then I saw some other place that says something different. So again, I think a lot of these sites, they're just eager to put something up. Who knows if any of that's even true? I'll just be glad when they get all the official, reports out, because it just seems like something really bad might have happened. I hope that's not the case, though, because I was a big fan of him. Did you guys talk about his movies or anything yet?
No, not yet. We were
Okay.
just what had happened, and
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a German Shepherd, right? I think that I'd heard that. Yeah, I mean, he had been retired for over 20 years. He hadn't done anything.
Yeah.
He was living in New Mexico or whatever, pretty much under the radar.
yeah, his last film was 2004.
Hmm.
Yeah, wasn't it like Welcome to Mooseport or something like that?
Yeah, with Ray
Yeah.
Romano.
Yeah.
What a movie to go out on.
Well, I don't know. I guess if you're at a point you're starting a Ray Romano movie, you're like, maybe it's time to hang it up.
Though, that was a perfect time to kind of get out of movies, though, because the movie business pretty much went to shit after that. Around that time period started to, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely had an excellent career. My dad was a gigantic fan of the movie Hoosiers.
Yeah.
College basketball's huge here, so, and we had a rivalry forever with the Indiana Hoosiers back around that time frame. So, yeah, that was a great one.
He's got such a vast and deep filmography. Is there anything that you guys think is particularly that he's great in, but is underrated? Say, I mean, because everybody mentions stuff like Superman or Friends Connection or whatever, but is there any? Go ahead.
For me, the film I always turn to, that I always try to get people to see, is the 1983 film Uncommon Valor.
Mm.
Because for those who didn't see it, it was before the POW craze, where more over the top films like Missing in Action and Rambo 2 came out afterward. This was a little bit more lower T than those, but it's from the same guy that directed First Blood, and then later Weekend at Bernie's, as weird as that is. But you had Patrick Swayze, Tim Thomerson, Brett Brown, Robert Stack, Fred Ward, and he played a father going back to rescue his son who was left behind in Vietnam as a POW. And there is some good action, and it's a fantastic cast, but the people I tell to watch that, so many times they'll come back to me and said by the time the movie ends, they were teary-eyed, because it has such a good heart, and to not give away the ending, is a very heartfelt ending, and I think that's a criminally underrated film, Uncommon Valor. Even if I highly recommend anyone to see that, if you like good characters and good story, it's a great one.
I've heard you mention that quite a bit over the years. I'll need to check that out. I've never seen that one. So,
Had you seen that, Mark?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I did remember liking that. I'll tell you another one that I really like that nobody talks about. It's very underrated. Is Raimi's The Quick and the Dead. Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah.
Always been a fan of that. I mean, the cast alone is fantastic. Russell Crowe, Lance Henriksen, Keith David, DiCaprio, Sharon Stone, Tobin Bell before he was Jigsaw. And he's got such a great role in that as like this ruthless. I think he's like the mayor of the town or something. And I mean, he kills his son in the movie. I mean, he's just completely cold blooded. And I love the scene with him and Sharon Stone where he says, like, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of dying. There's nothing in this world that scares me anymore. He's just so good, man. I mean, you could go on and on. I mean, talk about a storied career. What is it? 40 years? He started in like the 60s, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like over 100 credits, and he hadn't done anything in over 20 years. That's insane. He could have, could have easily acted pretty much all this time. I mean, Eastwood is around the same age and never really quit.
Yeah.
Mississippi Burning is another one that's of his that's really good, but I guess that's more of a well-known movie. Him and Willem Dafoe.
I like The Quick and the Dead. It's just Sharon Stone sucks in that movie.
She is the worst part of it. I will agree with you.
She's
on that.
fucking horrible.
Everybody else is better. I agree. Everybody else is much better than she is. Even DiCaprio, and he's super young in that, but he's even better than she is in it.
I wish it was like Demi Moore or Gina Davis or some other actress.
I agree.
We did have a super chat here.
Yeah.
Softcore Mike, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. New to the channel and the YouTube scene, it's refreshing to see genuine people with a sense of humor and don't BS every horror movie and new release. Cheers. Thank you, Softcore Mike. Got a sharp mask there, sir. But yeah, I mean, very vast career. I'm looking all the stuff here. All the Superman movies. He was in all of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies as well. Yeah, tons and tons of stuff. I was like not a big superhero guy, but I did love at least the first two Superman movies when I was a kid. Like those were
same here.
Those were pretty epic. He was in A Bridge Too Far, which I've seen that one. But man, that's like a 3-hour movie. That's one that does he have a big role in that? I think Sean Connery is like the lead in that. So I don't think he had that big of a role in that movie. But The French Connection, Uncle Bill's a big fan of both of those. So he was in Young Frankenstein as well.
Yeah.
He played the blind guy, which is a parody of Bride of Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
The Poseidon Adventure. Yeah, so his career goes all the way back to 1961. Wow. So, anybody in the chat, though, if you have any favorites that I don't think he really ever did anything that resembled the straight-up horror movie, though, did he? I'm thinking.
I can only think of thrillers, but horror.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Well, maybe that's a good thing. Well, I mean, it could be like Robert De Niro in Godsend, or what was that movie? Hide and Seek. Maybe it's better. Maybe he saw those movies as like.
Yeah, if he would have stayed, and he would have probably done a couple of those.
It would have been him in Hide and Seek.
Darth Goldust. Hell yeah, look at that. I remember Hackman is the voice of the bad guy in the first DreamWorks animated film, Ants.
That's right. Okay.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah, Mark, you're asking underrated. Another one that I think of is Narrow Margin. I really liked.
Oh, yeah, okay.
From the 90s, directed by Peter Hyams. I thought that was a pretty good one, Narrow Margin.
Bonnie and Clyde, yeah. He was in Bonnie and Clyde as well. That was a good one. I haven't seen that in many, many years. I kept thinking of, what was the other one? Badlands. Like those come out close to around the same time, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I kept thinking of that movie, but it was Bonnie and Clyde. Okay. And who else died?
Michelle Trachtenberg, who was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show, the Harriet the Spy. I wasn't as familiar with her as others, but go ahead.
Yeah, the Black Christmas remake. She was in that one, or the first Black Christmas remake.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And stuff like Euro Trip as well, which, I could take it or leave it on that one. But Mysterious Skin was another one that was a pretty big deal, I think, like when it came out. She was in Cop Out as well. Can't forget about that.
She had been pretty much inactive though for a few years, right? She hasn't done anything in a while, and I was looking on her Instagram page, and it was one of those people that you kind of know, but you kind of completely forgot about, right? Because she hadn't been anything in forever. She has some form of like addiction, I think. There's something going on there. I know they said that she had like a liver, was it a kidney transplant or liver transplant or something?
I think it was liver, yeah.
And yeah, so that may have been how she passed away. Like her body was rejecting the liver. But yeah, she had looked pretty rough for a while now, which is sad. She's only like still in her 30s, I think.
Yeah, she was getting pretty beat up on social media for a while there, and she ended up doing like one of those, I don't know if it was Entertainment Tonight or one of those shows, and she had to come out and tell everybody like, I'm fine, mind your own business, I'm okay. She's like, I understand the fans that might be concerned, but the other people just stop bashing me. Like I've got my own things going on, but I'm okay. And
yeah, I think, but there were a lot of people like noticing that it was clear.
yeah,
They were mentioning there's something to do with like your liver or something. Like you don't look that way normally, and it's if she says, I mean, either she was ignoring it or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she had stopped doing a lot of movies for a while there and just went back to TV predominantly. She was on like Weeds and stuff like that. I know she did the Sleepy Hollow TV show as well. But yeah, you could see like a physical change for sure. It was something going on.
But why would you ignore that? Why would you think?
I don't know if it was so much ignored as much as like she just was dealing with it privately or as best she could. But it's kind of hard to do that privately when you're an actress and you're in the limelight, you're on TV, you're on social media.
Well, you would think if it was something like that, though, that she would have just embraced it and been like, hey, this is what I'm going through. Because that's nothing to really be ashamed of. I mean, but.
Yeah. But, I mean.
Yeah, regardless, it's sad. I mean, only 39 years old or whatever. And.
Yeah. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but I mean, Craven had his whole thing going on. And while that didn't affect his outer appearance, still, he didn't tell anybody. He just wanted to deal with it on his own. I'm sure his family knew, but I guess some people just want to keep things private that way.
But he wasn't constantly taking pictures to put on Instagram and look how I look.
Yeah.
Then when people tell you look like shit, and it's like, well, no, fuck you. And it's like, well, no, we're trying to help. And like people are trying to help. And it's like, then why are you taking all these pictures of yourself?
Yeah, some definitely were, but then there was a lot of people that took it a step further. But I mean, it's the internet. Exactly, it's the internet. Yeah,
but it's very sad. Too young.
Yeah, I mean, some people have like the genetic issues and everything. I had a cousin that had 2 different liver transplants, ended up passing away, and he was a fucking alcoholic. Like he could not, So a lot of the times there's a reason that they need a new fucking liver, kidney, or whatever. So super chat, Bobby Reynolds, Bulls. I got a perfect trick to beat the first level of The Simpsons Hit and Run.
I played that.
You put your car in the power plant and you kick the guy over there and you start and then you start and it's the best shortcut.
Well, I ain't playing that anytime soon. I just played it. So, but thanks, Bobby. What I played in 20 years, I'll remember it.
I'd seen somebody was posting there's finally a new Grand Theft Auto game coming out. Have you heard about this? After what, Damn, it's been over 10 years at least, right?
Last one was 2013. They're printing money with the last game. I mean, all the online stuff. When they launched the whole online space,
Do you know? Okay,
Go ahead.
I want to ask Wes. Do you know? I know the answer. Do you know the budget on that game?
Or the new one? No.
$2 billion game.
Holy shit.
$2 billion to make it.
Wow.
Mhm.
How do you ever? I don't care how big Grand Theft Auto is. How are you making the money off of that?
Well, I mean, if
Well, they'll make it back.
they're
sure.
selling, well, they were still selling copies of the last one. It's over, what, 12 years old at
Yeah.
this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm not big into video games. I'm really not. But I guess it's PlayStation 3 was like the last newer console that I had. I had Grand Theft Auto 4. And that was my favorite game. Like, I didn't do the missions or anything. It was just fun going around and fucking running over people and being chased by the police and all this shit. So, I mean, I am kind of a fan of those games, even though I'm not a gamer.
Mhm.
They're just fun time waster, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the fifth one made like almost $9 billion and counting.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's why I said like they'll make it back. They didn't really spend any of their budget money to work on the game. They just probably used the revenue from the last one, or at least a piece of it.
Yeah. So, got that to look forward to. There's a new Nintendo Switch coming out as well, I think. Didn't they announce that? Another video game related.
Switch 2. Yeah. I ain't buying it. Dude, shit's
Man.
too expensive.
Well, my wife has a Switch, and I swear to God, we've played it maybe in the last 2 or 3 years, maybe twice. It's just fucking, and like that's the stuff that I would play more than like you can play your old Super Nintendo games and stuff like that on it. But I just don't.
You got time for that shit.
I mean, I do like playing the old games, but I just don't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai ended its run. Bradley Taylor mentions. I know, Matt, you haven't really watched much. Mark, have you kept up with it and watched it?
I fell behind. I have not.
I think they kind of ended strong with it. I'll just say that. Like,
Okay.
I did hear that, yeah.
The last couple of years was like, but yeah, I think that they ended it pretty well. Odd thing is that movie that's coming out though is unrelated to the show. Totally unrelated.
Yeah, that's considering how popular the show is. But the movie I don't give a crap about. Jackie Chan or what. I don't care if he's in it. I don't care about a new Karate Kid movie. I think.
Well, did the Jackie Chan Karate Kid movie do well? Did it make a lot of money?
A lot of money.
Okay.
A lot.
So I guess that kind of makes sense. I never could finish the movie. I tried. And I like Jackie Chan, but I mean, I guess it's not his fault.
No.
He's just trying to get work.
Exactly.
But yeah. Another super chat from Michael. Thank you, sir. Another Australian super chat. In Australia, WWE 2K25 is $160 to get the DLC, and they will sell GTA 6 for like $200. Wow.
Yeah, the more I think about it, you're right, Mark. They'll pay for it. Like $200. There will be people that pay for it because they've been waiting for this long, and those games are so long. I don't care what game it is. I can't pay that much for just one game. For me, that's insane. Like, I remember it was $50 back in the day. I still think that's a lot of money, but I did it. 200.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Will you do it, Mark? You're rich.
I don't know.
Jankum business.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get you some pots of piss and shit and mix it up real good. And there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I love the GTA series. That's one franchise I might be able to make an exception on. I don't know about 200. I mean, it's not like you have to pay 200 for that because there's always various versions of it that you could pre-order or buy. So, yeah, I might go for one of the cheaper ones. I don't know if I need a $200 version.
Did the consoles ever go down any? Like the PlayStation 5, is it still like how much is PlayStation 5?
I don't even know. I haven't bought a console since PS4. I'm mostly a PC gamer. I don't play on consoles anymore.
$500 or one's $500, one's $700. So it didn't go down at all.
So the PS5 Pro is the $700 model, huh?
Yeah.
What's the big difference?
One, I think the Pro, you get the actual disc you put in. The Slim, it's all digital. You just download it, and it doesn't have as much room as the other one. And
yeah, probably bigger hard drive, maybe more RAM, might be a little bit faster, stuff like that. I don't think it's a justification for the price, whatever.
I'm glad I don't give a shit about video games. I'd be pissed off all the time. Because if the hard drive goes bad on it, you're fucked, right? Eventually
like a computer.
The PlayStation Store and stuff like that. Like, they're not going to have all this stuff up there forever. You know?
Well, the idea, like you said, you download to a console like a computer, and it's like a computer. If it goes bad, you just, sorry.
Yeah, that's why I've got like 5 drives. But at least with PC, you get the physical game like on your drive, and you could just swap it from one drive to another.
Well, we ain't talk about goddamn PC, ain't you? PC brigade, PC snob. I only do PC. You pussies do PS5.
I bet you this too. I bet Mark has an Android phone. I bet you anything.
Actually, I have an Android and an iPhone.
Oh shit!
But I prefer Android, actually.
There you go. I knew it. Another one from Softcore Mike. What helps the channel more, YouTube member or Patreon? I don't know, Matt. What do you think? I mean, they both take their percentage, so
yeah. I mean, it's
either one's fine, I guess. Yeah. But with the DEADPIT Patreon, you get a whole hell of a lot more than you get on YouTube.
Yeah, go for Patreon. They have. Oh yeah, if you're new, you have to go listen to all of their. Have you encountered, now that I think about it, have you encountered a lot of people that don't even know you guys did a horror talk radio show back in the day?
Probably. I mean, we don't really talk about it that often, but yeah, our original radio show started in 2005. We had a total of 401 episodes. All of them are up there, and interviews with pretty much a who's who in horror from that time period. So John Carpenter, George Romero, Tom Savini, Angus Scrimm, Linnea Quigley. I don't know. Bob Clark. We had Bob Clark. That's the one that I'm always proud that we got to do.
Nice.
So yeah, it's on the Patreon. With video games and stuff though now, with the consoles, like because I'm not seeing a difference really in the like the graphics aren't really that much better from generation to generation with these consoles. What are they improving on, do you think, Mark? Or you're obviously not really that impressed either because you're doing the PC thing. But to me, the graphics are not that huge of a difference from like PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 5. I still can't really see it. Maybe it's just me because I'm not a big gamer, but
Yeah, I mean it's not that drastic of a difference, at least to me. I mean, they've often talked about higher frame rates and better resolution and stuff like that, but it I was so disappointed between the jump of from PS3 to PS4 that I was like, yeah, I'm done. I just I'm not doing this anymore.
yeah. That's a big investment to make within fucking consoles. I mean, it really is.
Mm-hmm.
I see the difference between PS2 and the PS4 because I played games on PS4 is the last one I'm getting. I'm just too damn expensive. It just I did see the graphics are smoother. They do look better. But like you said, it's going to get to a point that you cannot get better. So you don't hope that you could put maybe more content to fit into it. That maybe that could justify it. That okay, if you don't raise these prices, you don't get more bang for your buck. Maybe lengthwise, or it'll be I don't know for the future, but I don't know for anyone out there who owns a PS5, was it worth it, or do you regret it?
I know some people like they camp out whenever they went on sale that day. Some people are hardcore. Not
Mm-hmm.
me, though.
Not me.
Joe Ruiz with the $2 super chats asking if we have seen The Monkey. And I have not.
I have not either.
What about you? Mark,
Yeah,
you've seen it, right?
yeah. I mean, it's a lot of comedy in there. It's nothing like Long Legs, like I've said before. It's a short story that doesn't have a whole lot of anything going on in it but the premise itself. And once you get the gimmick of it, that's just basically what the movie is. It's all gimmick, and then it's got a little bit of subtext in there too. But beyond that, like, it's not anything amazing or anything special. I enjoyed it, but I know everyone won't, just because of the comedic elements and stuff. It's definitely not for everybody.
Well, does a film called The Monkey need subtext? Like,
I think if you want to do something that's just more than the gimmick, because the gimmick in it is you I don't know if you know, but you wind the little thing on the back of the monkey every time the monkey plays the little drum or whatever, somebody dies. You never know who or when, except I think in the movie they make the distinction of, like, if you turn the wind up thing on the back of it, you won't die, but somebody else will.
what if you spanked it?
Nobody tried that, so I don't know.
Well, they did. Hey, to be honest, they did rip off Monkey Shines, the poster and the. Although that is a real toy, right? Isn't that a real, like,
Yeah.
like a gimmick toy from the '60s or something? The
And
Jolly
wasn't
Chimp.
And wasn't it the cover of the Skeleton Crew book, The Monkey?
I don't know.
I keep thinking like the Stephen King.
I don't
Which I think was a-
read. From Eastern Kentucky.
Oh wait,
They don't allow books here.
Did you guys see the ripoff trailer? There's a new movie that's coming out, and it's
Oh, The Asylum.
It's the
Yeah.
chimp.
it's the monk. Is it Monkey? What's the name? I just
Monkey
saw it
Square.
early today. It's something monkey, but it's a ripoff of Osgood Perkins is the monkey,
Really?
and it's a guy in an actual monkey costume. Yeah. It's
They
terrible.
probably couldn't afford a real monkey. So. Hopium is back. He says the problem with the monkey is it's so comically over the top it plays out like a Family Guy gag. Also, the gore in it is heavily CGI. Okay.
I hate
Yeah,
CG gore.
There's
Yeah,
some
sir.
practical, but yeah, I don't understand. There's one death scene in particular that happens that's incredibly over the top, but it's pure CGI, and
Really?
it's just that's one of those moments where I was like, you kind of sink down in your chair and you're just like, oh God. But I mean, it's making money. He's already got his next one coming out.
Yeah, I heard something about that before the end of the year, right? He's going to have another one out.
Yeah, he had the trailer attached to the end of the monkey after the credits. It's called Keeper, I think.
Has anyone seen the trailer for Screamboat? Is that the Mickey Mouse?
Yeah,
I
unfortunately.
think that one, the killer is played by the guy Art the Clown.
David Howard Thornton.
Yeah, he's playing the Steamboat Willie.
Mm.
That guy needs to learn to say no to a
Yeah.
movie, man. Was he the Grinch? I think that was the Grinch.
He was in the mean one. Yeah.
I get it, dude. Get that money when you can, man, but you gotta start learning to say no to something.
I think that he's good, man. Like, if
Yeah.
they never make another Terrifier movie, he could still make a very good living just fucking dressing up as Art and doing these conventions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to make a fucking Steamboat Willie horror movie. I just fucking hate people that do shit like that. Like, that's just the cheapest, stupidest, lowest common denominator shit that you can do. Fucking, I'm not talking about him. I'm saying the filmmakers and stuff that do. Like, God damn it. I never want to see that. I never want to see the fucking Grinch horror movie or the Pop horror movie. That's just,
Popeye.
that's fucking pathetic.
Winnie the
Fucking
Pooh.
people. Yeah. Blood and honey, baby.
There's
At
a
least give him
lot-
credit. The name was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Blood and honey. Tell her Blanthia, there ain't gonna be nothing but blood and honey.
Winnie the Pooh, bag of money. That's all they're just listening for. Bag of money. There's a lot of them coming out too. There's a Peter Pan one. There's one, I think Mary Poppins is in it. Popeye, you mentioned. Multiple Steamboat Willies.
Shame.
It's cheap. It's a gimmick, and it gets people. They'll watch it just to see how bad it is, or they'll react to it, and that's why they do it. And obviously
There's a-
successful.
A Bambi horror movie too, yeah.
I forgot about that for a reason.
Jungle Book horror movie that'll be coming out. Man. Getting back though, one of the big teases for this show is those Arrow announcements. The Friday the 13th, well, the New Line Jason movies at least. What's going on with the ones that people really care about, though, the Paramount ones? Like, are those ever going to see the light of day in 4K? Or are they just going to end up doing a box set of those? Or what do you guys think will happen with the first 8?
I mean, I don't know why they didn't just do a box set. I guess it could be a rights thing, maybe. Shit, I know if they do 1 through 8 box set, it better not be the same art that they're using for these. I'm not a big fan of what they've been doing. I don't.
You don't like the Arrow art, the split?
Not really. No.
Jason? I don't.
It seems.
Yeah.
It's just so lazy. I mean, because what are you going to do for all 8 movies? You're going to do the same thing. Like, what the hell does part 1 look like?
You could have like, Betsy Palmer on one side, and you could have Baby Jason on the other, and then part 2 you could have unmasked Tater Sack Jason, and then the Tater Sack mask. And you could have Porky Pig Jason on one side in part 3, and then the mask on the other.
It does look like Porky Pig in the third one.
Hopium is back. Speaking of Winnie the Pooh horror, did you guys see the second one? There's literally a scene where police are slaughtered, and then they're alive. Some bad editing there, you're saying, Hopium. Thank you, sir. I don't want to see the first one or the second one. I'm sure Rambo, they've tortured you into watching this shit.
No, the first one, thankfully, they have not requested the second one, but the first one, And the
Well,
Grinch. I saw
requests
those
are
too.
open though. If anybody,
Well, I did review the Poonies. That's up. I did review the Poonies.
the Poonies didn't live up to its hype, right?
No, that cover. None of that covers in the movie. It's just a bunch of people at a ranch shot on video, just screwing with their group, the Poondocks. That's the name.
I did find the Poonies song. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it is pretty fucking hilarious.
God.
Because it's musically, it's the exact same fucking song. Like I don't know how they get sued.
Not only that, they take the song from Burry Hills Cop,
Yeah.
just without the lyrics. And they didn't get sued either.
That would be a killer one though for Vinegar Syndrome or Severin or one of those companies to do. People would buy it just for the gimmick. I mean, it's
I
not
could see
really
that.
Yeah.
You said it's not really a Goonies inspired very much though, just in name, right?
Yeah, other than that song, it's literally just them on a ranch. They mention a treasure map, but they just mention it for like 10 seconds. It's just they're just hanging around a ranch.
Right. I got you.
There's no treasure. There's no pirate ship. There's really no villains. It's just fucking.
But you guys hang tight. I want to go get me some caffeine. I think I might be able to make at least 2 hours.
Cool.
So continue on. I'll be back here in just a second. But I am going to
Will
need a
do.
bit of a booth, baby.
But yeah, the Arrow video stuff. I like Jason Goes to Hell. It's my personal favorite. I do like Jason X. I do. I think it's a fun, goofy B movie. I don't need 4K of those. The extra features, I don't think there's anything new on Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell. Like the interviews, I'll just wait for the documentary. I'm more interested in the documentary.
I wish that was coming in that release. Like, why? Or is that like through a separate company, like that's getting distribution? Is that what it is? Is it like just...
Probably different
Okay.
company.
Okay.
But I'll just wait for the documentary on that. And I have a fan cut of Jason Goes to Hell that has some work print scenes, and I just watched that.
Mhm.
And I was I made fun of Wes where Michael Felcher's doing a commentary with another creepy guy.
Oh yeah, Uncle Creepy. Yeah,
I'm like, how come he never gets this creepy to do a
Exactly.
commentary?
you think he would have by now, right? That's crazy.
I thought we were Trick or Treat because that was his baby.
Yeah.
These guys talk about Trick or Treat. But you said you'll buy Jason Goes to Hell?
Yeah, I mean, I might. I'm still on the fence with that. If I do get it, I'll probably wait for a while. It'll be one where it's like really low in price. I mean, I've seen that movie so many damn times. Like you, I'm more interested in the documentary.
And yeah, if that documentary was in it, then I would buy it.
Yeah,
I would buy it. But
yeah, same. It'd be like a day one purchase if it was on there.
But I do like the film quite a bit. I know I'm one of the few that really likes that film. I was
Mhm.
surprised Michael Felcher's doing a commentary on it. Is he a fan of the movie or something? I don't know.
I guess so. I mean, I know back in the day, I don't think the Dead Pit Boys were. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember them not liking it too much. But they probably warmed up to it over the years. And I think just the whole New Line run, well, with the exception maybe of Freddy versus Jason, like it feels it feels weird to say classic, but it is something to those movies. I mean, even the worst of the worst out of all of them, like I could throw it on. Like I wouldn't hate myself for having it on in the background, even if, like I said, it's my least favorite one in the franchise.
Yeah, part 8.
I knew that was gonna happen.
No, I'm sorry,
Look,
man.
buddy, don't you shit on part 8, okay?
Hockey mask, piss yellow. Someone pissed on his mask, and he wore a piss yellow mask. Hey, I pissed on his mask. Now he's running around like pissy face, Jason.
He's all wet and slimy too.
It's funny. It's a new mask, but it's got the same X mark from part.
That's right. Yeah.
So that guy bought a mask that had the same fucking mark, and I guess he pissed on it for a couple weeks to get that yellow treatment.
He had to block the golden shower. Yeah.
From that lady, probably. That's why she was with her, because he liked the water sports on the mask. That's why they had to die at the beginning. Jason knew. He's not a water sports fan. That's why it was serendipitous he died in the water.
Yeah, I mean, I've often said that ending is bad. The reverting back to a kid bullshit is really bad. But I still love that movie. I grew up on it. It was a first purchase on VHS for me, out of the franchise. Buying it with my own money, like, you know, you see that cover and you think like, oh man, this is going to be the best. And it's not the best, but I still enjoy it.
And yeah, what for those wondering, Wes will be back. He said he was getting some caffeine because he didn't know he was going to do the show because Uncle Bill's internet got screwed up because he has, I don't know, internet from 1987 or something.
Using the dial-up.
Yeah, but if anyone in the chat has any questions or anything, feel free. And you let the pissy Jason. Fuck pissy Jason. God damn.
What about his jumpsuit? Like it's all wet and slimy and
from piss.
I thought you were gonna call him Jizz Jason for a minute. So
well, maybe it was that too. I mean, he had to do something while he's underwater. What else he gonna do? He's chained down there. We'll look at more fish.
He's plotting his next kill, man.
Yeah, he's for the fish. That's all he could kill down there, or kill his ditch if he had one left.
Yeah, Austin, I will be getting that. Again, I just hope Arrow knows what the hell they're doing. Starting to lose confidence on them. I mean, they're picking good stuff to put out. I love the library of the shit they're releasing, that's for sure. But these fuck ups are making me question them.
Yeah, you had Deep Blue Sea coming out. You had Long Kiss Goodnight coming out. Two very fun action films. So
yeah,
get that your boys bear off getting Starlink or something. Yeah. But do you look for that documentary, Jason Goes to Hell?
Oh hell yeah! Like as much of a fan of you are as that one, like I'm right there with you. I love Jason Goes to Hell. So that's another one where early on and it's so hard to remember, but I want to say it might have been the first one that I saw. It's either that one or part 8. I want to say it was Jason Goes to Hell though, because I think it would have been on like cable, early 90s cable. I saw a ton of shit on cable back then, but yeah, that one just has a charm to it that I just enjoy. I like the body jumping thing. I don't obsess over the fact that it's not Jason the entire time. I could give a fuck. Like, it's just give me an entertaining movie and I'm good enough. Like, I don't have to see The Mask 24/7.
Now, people have been bringing this up, this whole Elm Street 4K. Is there any information new that I don't know about on that? Or is it just the same?
The Steelbook collection?
Yeah, people have been mentioning that, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know what they mean.
Well, I mean, they've put it up. I mean, there's no art, though. That's the main thing that people are mostly talking about. Like, it's up, it's out there, like it's coming, but nobody knows what the artwork is. And
the price?
Some people are, the price is still pretty high. I think it's like $250 or something like that. It's really high up there. And nobody knows what the fucking artwork is. So it's like I know I'm not jumping on it yet. If they were to give me extra stuff with it in terms of like uncut footage, I would be very interested. Of course, some extra features as well wouldn't hurt. But the main thing for me is like I want the movies uncut. That's what I want. But
Freddy's
yeah.
Dead uncut. Let's go. Be
Yeah,
dead.
I don't know about that one, but the other ones would be nice.
I'll
they did
take
a great
Freddy's Dead
job.
uncut. I'll take Freddy's Dead uncut. I need more video game kills. Great graphics.
They did do a good job with the 4K though. The first one, it looks great. I love that. So we'll see what happens.
Hello, I've returned.
Hey, we were just talking about people mentioned the Elm Street 4K box set was a no artwork, but there's a $250 price right now and all that stuff.
Yeah, I
Shaking your head.
mean, I hope that if it's that much, you would think that it's got to be loaded. Has to be. Like they've got that Blu-ray artwork. It's like the temporary. They can't do like a basic bitch edition in a regular 4K case and charge $250 for it.
Oh, they
No.
could.
Ain't nobody gonna fucking. Well, I'm sure some dumbasses buy
They
it.
will.
Let's be honest. Yeah. I like the Elm Street movies. When I was a kid, like I loved the shit out of them. But as I've gotten older, like those are, aside from a couple of those movies, I just don't go back and rewatch them ever. You know, I don't
Just
know
seen
what
them too much.
Probably.
Mm.
And really, if you look at that whole franchise, I mean, that's a pretty weak franchise overall. Like, was maybe the first four. And then after that, the series takes a pretty hard nosedive.
I know you're not a Freddy vs. Jason fan, but New Nightmare, where do you sit on that one? Not really.
I liked it when I saw it in the theater. I liked it. And it's interesting in the fact that Scream came from that. I don't give a shit when anybody says, like,
Of course.
yeah, that's a precursor of Scream. So it's kind of interesting to go back and.
Why are people denying that? That came from...
You don't hear anybody really, reference that hardly anymore, but the whole fucking concept of Scream come from New Nightmare. And it's like, what's interesting is Kevin Williamson, right? He got the writing credit for Scream. He must have been a big fan of New Nightmare.
But he's never admitted he even saw it, right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
But yeah, I mean, the only one I really don't like other than the remake is part 5. So, but I would say that's the franchise, not the movie, but the franchise that got me into horror. That's the ones I watched. So a lot of it's nostalgia. I can admit that, but I grew up with that franchise.
I did too. Yeah, I did too. I don't know. It's kind of weird because I do like them. I mean, it's not like
Right.
Most of them I do like. There's aspects of a lot of those. I think part 5 is the one that like I have a really hard time liking anything out of it.
Yeah.
The fucking little boy at the end of it, I'm like, oh my god, what happened there?
Pew. Yeah, if you're going to pute someone to death, you're kind of running out of ideas. And
Well, they admitted, I mean, they rushed the shit out of that movie. I guess Ford made so much damn money. They're like, oh, God, let's hurry and make another one. Come on.
Yeah.
Next year.
And Lisa Wilcox, like, she's fine, but we didn't put her on that list last night, but if she was on that list, she would have been like a vanilla hua, I think. She's like kind of, you know.
Yeah, I'd agree.
You know.
I mean, at this point, would you say the Halloween franchise is still worse? All things considered.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah.
The last few years, the Halloween franchise has been bad. Been bad for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they would have been better off had the whole series ended with H2O, and that was it. I mean, I'm not even that big of an H2O fan, but like, they just didn't need those movies after it were unneeded. Nobody ever asked for that any of that shit. I don't think.
Agreed. I agree with you. Because you had the remakes, you had the David Gordon Green trilogy. A lot of people like those. Remember, those are going to be classics in 20 years.
Right.
I guess. Fuck that.
You know, though, as bad as those David Gordon, which I like, the 2018 was the most watchable of the three for sure. And then I've watched that one and Halloween Kills more than one time, but I cannot bring myself to watch Halloween Ends ever again. I can't. I can't do it.
No Corey Cunningham.
No. Evidently, isn't Corey Cunningham in, isn't he in something else?
He's in The Monkey.
The Monkey. Okay.
Really?
You know, we saw that asshole in person at that horror hound show. He was there. We were like 20 feet from him. We could have just yelled and cussed him out and got thrown out or whatever.
Yeah, he was at that show that I was at too, and that guy looked so depressed. There was maybe one or two people that I saw go to his table the whole time.
We must have different audiences that because there were people swarming him at that damn show we were at. And then there were people that were fucking excited over The Exorcist, the little girls in The Exorcist Believer movie. They were there too.
Man.
I'm like, yeah. And I told Uncle Bill, I was like, these people are not our crowd anymore, man. I don't know where all these people came from, but yeah, this isn't our convention crowd from back in the day.
Was it just younger people?
Yeah, and you could tell, like, the people back in the day, you could tell were fucking hardcore horror fans, right? And now you've got, like, more families and, like, little girls that like certain weird little characters in movies. And it's just, you know, there's still stinky people at the conventions, but like the drunk, like haggard old people that are wandering around and shit, you don't see them as much. You know, the big hardcore horror fans. I think The Walking Dead changed conventions forever whenever that show got crazy popular, and just the amount of people and everything. And a lot of the hardcores, kind of like us, probably just gave up. So, fuck this shit. I couldn't stand it, man. There was so many people at that Horror Hound show. I was like, no, there's no way I'm going back for another day of this shit. No way.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think there's going to be a time where you just completely give up on conventions, or is just the journey still fun?
That time is now. I'm done. Uncle Bill likes going. He'll go, but I'm contemplating going to the Living Dead weekend thing just because it's probably the last year they're going to have it. It'll be the last time that mall will be around. Yeah, they're probably going to demolish it here in the next year or two.
And when is that convention?
It's in the summer in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I think it's the first weekend in June.
Yeah.
And I've had a bunch of people asking me about that, so it'd be kind of cool. And it is a fun area to visit. The cemetery from Night of the Living Dead is up there, and it's so bizarre because it looks almost identical still to this day. Like, you can spot certain areas. Like, oh yeah. We tried to recreate when you first see the Bill Hinsman zombie or whatever walking from the distance. It looks exactly the same. It's pretty creepy. And then the House from Creep show, the mall, when you're driving up to the mall, that aspect of the mall looks exactly the same. They redone most of it, but it's a fun one-time visit at least. And the time is now if you're wanting to fucking go to see it mall.
Just a Walmart. Damn Walmart.
It'll be the Walmart Mega Center. They'll just the whole mall be Walmart. They'll probably demolish the entire mall, I'm sure. I'm sure that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to, because I mentioned this to Mark when you were gone, and I mentioned it to you on Discord. What's this stuff with Michael Felcher cheating on you? Get another creepy people.
Michael Felcher has he's not, yeah.
You get other creepy people.
Instead of Uncle Bill and the Creepy Kentuckian, he got Uncle Creepy. What the fuck? What in the hell? I don't care. He's always been a big fan of both of those movies. Felcher has Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X.
I didn't know that.
I think that they had done commentaries for both. Is that right?
Yeah, I saw Jason Goes to Hell. I don't know about Jason. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, somebody let us know. But I think it was for both. But
I didn't know he was big fans of them.
I know. Yeah, he's talked about them before. He's a pretty big fan of both of those ones, especially Jason
He's on
X.
both.
I think
It's for both.
he's defended Jason X ever since it came out. You know. We got some personal questions here. Everyone knows where we're from. I don't know how they would know that, but what states are Mark and Rambo from?
Well, I'm from Iowa, but I'm in Texas right now. I live in Texas.
Born and raised in Illinois. Still here.
Cool. I'm originally from Guadalajara City, Mexico, but I'm now residing in Eastern Kentucky. Yeah, the convention things, man, like they're not for everybody. The pricing is ridiculous now. Like it's so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've lucked out, I guess. I mean, I don't. Up here, we don't seem to have the odor issue that you guys seem to have down there. But the crowds are crazy at times. And yeah, the pricing, man, like it's insane.
Like when we first started going to conventions, of course, this was like 20 years ago. Cane Harder was like $5 to sign something that you brought.
Wow.
Now it's $80.
Again, Robert's like 160.
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody under 40 anymore, right? They're all at least $40. And then if you want a picture with them, it's like the combo's a little bit more. $60.
Some people will go under 40. I know Skeet Ulrich did when I met him. I think
what the fuck's he done 20 years to that stream movie where he's
that's
a
all he
dead
has
guy.
to do. All these fucking people at conventions.
Exactly.
Skate. Oh God. Fucking that other dude too. What was his name?
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Long lines. You would have thought it was somebody else, but I mean, Skeet had a huge line going around the fucking thing. Everybody wanted to meet him.
Steve did?
Yeah. You'd be surprised. I mean, CK, you've seen him at shows, right? Like his lines are.
I don't think
crazy.
I've ever been to a show where he was there, but
Matthew Lillard,
I've heard stories.
Like Lillard, I can understand a bit more because, like, there's people who like Scooby Doo, there's people who like other stuff. Steed, I'm like, his name's Steed.
It's the Scream movies, though. That's the thing. It's like he's in the new ones. You know, he's in 5 and 6. So it's like it's that crowd. I think.
Is
but those films suck.
Short for Skater? Is that his real name, Skater?
I have no idea.
I hope so.
The Crystal Lake Slasher edit says, "Hello, I just saw Hard Eyes and I loved it."
Cool. I haven't seen it. I know Uncle Bill liked it. And thank you, Hopium.
A lot of people are putting it over. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just, I could take it or leave it. I'm pretty indifferent on it at this point. It's just there. Don't love it, don't hate it. It's just there.
I don't know where this is coming from. Does this guy personally know you, Mark? Is it true that you got Lou Gallagher's signature on your lower back and later had it tattooed into a tramp stamp?
Damn, Mark.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
hardcore.
That's exactly what
You're
happened.
like the world's biggest Lou Gallagher fan.
That's some hardcore stuff, man.
That's so random, Luke.
What the fuck? Yeah. He's got better gummies than I got, I think. Thinking that shit. But they did have a Scream reunion, though, at the Scarefest last year. And I heard a bunch of stories. Like, people were just doing backflips in their own shit, excited for all. And I don't think they got everybody either. Like, Nev Campbell wasn't there. I don't think David Arquette was there, but like a lot of the other ones showed up. But yeah, people were crazy. Like, I think they had to buy tickets ahead of time to reserve, and like not Skeet, the other guy, Lillard or whatever. His Saturday tickets had sold out in pre-sale, like the autographs and stuff. So I don't know how they were doing that, but yeah, he had. If you went on Saturday and didn't pre-purchase your ticket, you couldn't even get in line.
That's how they were doing it last time for Robert. If you don't pre-purchase the tickets, you're not going to meet him at all. I think it's only 2 items, and then you have to buy the ticket.
And if you want an inscription, it's another $80 or whatever.
Yeah, if you like personalize it or a specific quote, it's extra money on top of what he already charges. But yeah, they did the Scream reunion as well. Jamie Kennedy, Rose McGowan, they were all there. I don't think Nev was there, but I mean, it was fun. Jamie Kennedy's funny, so in person and in movies. So I've always liked him. If they had David Arquette, I'd mark out just because. I mean, I love me some Arquette. So
yeah, I remember when pop was 50 cents a can. But here's the thing. It didn't go from 50 cents to like $50 overnight. That's the difference. Like, I think something's there's going to be some sort of crackdown on this. I don't know when it's going to happen, but like, do you think all these celebrities because they're mainly only taking cash, do they have safes in their house and they're not putting any of this money in the bank at all? They're not counting it on their taxes or anything. They're like, this is
Coscarelli had a card reader. He was taking cards and cash.
Okay. But you would think though that a lot of them that take the cash, they're not putting that shit in the bank. They're
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of, like, some of these people make some big freaking money, man. One weekend.
Yep.
Let's see.
Ethiopian got a super chat from him.
Where was that? I'm missing them here.
I think it was above the last one.
Them damn gummies. Okay. The only movie I'm looking forward to is 28 Years Later. Matt, what did you think of the trailer? I thought it was fantastic.
I didn't give a shit. I like 28 Days Later. 20 weeks later, I liked it when it came out. I watched it again. I'm like, But I wasn't looking forward to another one, to be honest. And
You think they just waited too long? Like it's
28 years later.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think it's going to do very well. Like, it's probably not going to be that good either. I'm not intrigued by what they're going to do here. Like, I just don't.
Exactly.
You don't want to see the new trilogy?
No, not really. Wasn't that Mary Elizabeth Winstead in 28 Years Later? I mean, 28 Weeks Later. Wasn't she in that? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't think so.
Who was in that then? It's somebody that went on, the girl.
Rose Byrne, I think.
Okay.
And Imogen Poots.
Oh, that's who
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, that's right.
It was her. Okay.
I mean, the first one I saw in the theater, I liked it for what it was. 28 Days Later. I think that you only need one film for me. I mean, I don't think. I know you guys did the way back to the day. You saw 28 weeks later in the theater. You both enjoyed it.
Yeah, I remember. I think I'd just seen it that one time. I remember it was okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It did feel like it wasn't really needed, though. Like to me.
Yeah.
And is it true that 28, both of those movies are out of print? And is it Disney that owns those movies? Is it because it's Fox?
Yeah, I would think it was it Fox Searchlight or Fox Atomic? One of those that did.
Oh yeah, so it'd be probably Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
so
Hulu has it.
the old Blu-rays and everything is kind of out of print, going for bigger money. I've got them on Voodoo. Oh, I mean Fandango at home, and that's how I watch them. I've got the DVDs still, but like from what I understand, the 28 Days Later is not going to really benefit from a Blu-ray, is it? Even, Mark, is that right?
Probably not. I mean, it's
The way it was shot, no, I wouldn't.
yeah, it was on DV, and it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter at all.
Well, here's the thing, Justin Smith. What, like her fucking, birth name is Poots, I'm guessing, right? That's not a stage name. Hopefully, right? What? What? I mean, Imogen Gay Poots. Yeah. I mean, what is she, British? Is that right? South
I think so.
African or something? Yeah, people over there, I don't know.
I thought the guy was joking. I didn't know her middle name was Gay.
It is.
Yeah.
Imogen Gay
I thought it was
Poots.
just.
With the last name Poots, though, what could you name your kid that would, like, I don't think anything would go with it very well.
No.
Paul Poots?
I don't understand why you have it. What middle name would you give? Yay!
She's a very happy young child.
She's. Yeah, I guess so.
She is English, according to Gothic Rose.
That's a lot of things it could say.
I'm a Gene Poop, baby. Yeah. She probably got bullied in school, the poor girl.
Probably.
I went to school with somebody with a similar name, believe it or not, and they were bullied pretty much every day. It wasn't fun to watch. Like it was horrible.
Thank you for the super chat, Michael. I met Robert Englund in 2016 and waited in line for eight hours.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And he stayed an extra 2 hours to get everyone done. Of course he did. Money. Yeah. Look, I'd sign if they pay me that much money, I'd sit there and sign every damn thing they got. There's no limit.
Do you remember the longest you waited? Either of you waited for someone?
It was probably Robert Englund for me, yeah.
I was going to say the same thing. It was Robert.
It wasn't
8 hours.
No.
It was like maybe 3 hours or something, I think.
Okay.
It was like 1 or 2, I think. But I couldn't get up that early because they started the line super early and there was no way I was going to be up for that. So my girlfriend got online and she held my place until I came down from the hotel room.
You got her trained well, don't you, Mark?
Yeah.
Phantasmat, what's going on, man? The Cruising 4K. I've got the check discs. I did check it out. We did a review for it. Looks great and everything. So if you're a fan of that movie, that's definitely the ultimate edition to get.
Yeah, it looks nice. Haven't opened it yet, but probably will this weekend.
Man, I'll tell you another one, Mark, that surprised the shit out of me was the Alice Sweet Alice 4K. Because I was like,
is that worth upgrading? I have that Arrow Blu-ray they did. Is it worth getting?
I don't have the Blu-ray. The last thing that I had was like, what did I have? It may have been the DVD or something. I just didn't think. Now, when it comes to from the Blu-ray to the 4K, I don't know. But from the last copy of it that I had, it's like a fucking night. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell? Like, how did they make this movie look that good? So, but I'd look at reviews. I mean, it is a brand new 4K scan. I do know that. It's not just like a port. But yeah, I was amazed. I was like, what the hell? Like, how did they do this? Because that's just like one of those movies where you wouldn't think that it would ever be able to look really that good, but it does.
Right. I will definitely check out some reviews. I'm interested in getting that.
That's an underrated one, I think.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
What's funny is they had a couple of different runs with that movie, right? They had the initial run where it was, I think it was just called Communion then.
Yeah.
And then when Brooke Shields, what movie was she in that, was it Blue Lagoon or something like that kind of got her name out there?
Right.
Blue Lagoon, yeah.
After that came out, they had to promote like a new, because a lot of these movies, they didn't come out on even video then, I don't guess. And they renamed it Alice Sweet Alice, and they had like an older photo of fucking Brooke Shields promoting it and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? How could they even do that?
Yeah, I remember. Now this might have been just before it was called Communion. I have a really rare poster where it was called Holy Terror.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like different areas too. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Another movie too that's got a weird, and I was telling Uncle Bill it'd be a good topic to do like a tragedies in Tinseltown, is the Roger Watkins Last House on Dead End Street. Because that movie was like, there was like a 2.5 hour cut of that movie. It's lost or whatever under a different name. And I think a studio had bought it and just retitled it themselves. And nobody even knew who the hell made that movie because they all used like surnames or whatever. They didn't use their real names. It's got and still to this day, there's not a good edition of it out. I think that there was one DVD that came out like 20 years ago, and it's out of print going for big money. And it's an extra on one of those Vinegar Syndrome pornos, as random as that is. But yeah, it's never got like an official Blu-ray. And there's a bunch of stories behind that. I think that would be a good one to do at some point.
Yeah, I think so too. Isn't that one that feature? It's supposed to be pretty like shitty quality from what I heard. Right?
Yeah, I think it was just a straight scan from like a 35 millimeter print.
Oh man,
yeah. You could imagine how shitty that would look because it was from the fucking early 70s, I think.
Yeah, that's got to be rough.
No, Michael's correct here, though. There's not a lot of women in Cruising.
No.
Karen Allen is in there, and she's wondering why Al Pacino's suddenly not interested in her anymore. Well, there's a reason, Karen.
He's undercover.
He's a method actor, Karen. Oh, shit. You know, there's a couple of ideas we've had for those tragedies in Tinseltown. I've got like a whole list. The Milo and Otis one, I think, would be a fun one to do. A lot of that shit has still not really come out either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do have the Japanese cut of the movie, which I think it came out like 2 or 3 years before the U.S. version of it. I don't really know what the differences are, but that would be a good one. The Lucifer Valentine would be a good one. You know, I did go back and rewatch the Soska sisters and that. Which one was it, Mark?
Is it the first one?
It may.
Or is it?
I get the names of these. Was it Regurgitated Sacrifice or something? Was the name
That's
of it?
yeah, that's the second one. Yeah.
Well,
called what?
some of the shit that they do in that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Man.
Regurgitated Sacrifice.
That third movie is even more fucked. It's just he had to keep trying to top himself, I guess. I don't know. That third one is really rough.
Yeah. It's just this is yeah. I couldn't do reviews of those entire movies. They're just too much. Couldn't do it. But
Jesus.
the Soska sisters, who went on to direct movies and everything, and you won't know this because they're not credited, and I can tell you why, because one of them is eating a pregnant woman's vajayjay in a scene, and they just do the most crazy shit throughout the entire movie. They're called like the Black Devil Sisters or something like that. That's just the wildest shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Somebody request Rambo to watch it. Yeah. Send in your request.
Oh, shit.
Bronson is back with another $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Gene Hackman and Tony Fields, who played Sammy Kerr in Trick or Treat, some bitch, passed away 30 years apart. Tony passed away on February 27th, 1995. And Gene passed away on February the 17th, 2025.
Yeah, I know Bronson. He's a hardcore fan of Trick or Treat, so you would definitely know that.
Nice. Yeah. Trick or Treat's a good one. The soundtrack, I think, is probably the best thing about that movie. Although I like the movie too, but
yeah,
that's an excellent soundtrack.
Oh yeah. I agree.
Castle Freak's got some of that going on, Austin, he says.
Now I'm just thinking of the damn Milo Otis you bring up, because I remember seeing it as a kid. I'm like, oh, it's a cute movie. And then finding it out, I'm like,
you know, though, if you go back and watch some of the movie now.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, there's a couple of shots where you're like, there's no way that animal lived past that. There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, I saw it when I was a kid, and I didn't register because you just assume they can't do that.
What's funny is nothing has ever really officially come out about any of that, though. I don't think there's been people question it, but I don't think anything was ever mentioned, or confessed upon or whatever. Well, this was in fucking Korea or Japan or wherever it was in the 80s. So how in the hell are they ever going to find out what happened at this point?
Yeah, then maybe they think if they told, they have to like seppuku or something, just stab themselves if they fucking.
Rufus has got a question here, though. I think we've all seen Cruising. Do you consider it actually a good movie?
I watched that recently. Yeah, I watched that recently because a lot of people were talking about it, and I mean, it's well acted. The ending definitely leaves you thinking. I mean, I guess I won't give away for those who haven't seen it. But
yeah, it's kind of an open ending where you're like, "Oh, what happened here?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
Without giving away, do you have? This is what you think it is, or do you just not care? Just leave it up in the air.
There's a couple things like me and Uncle Bill was talking about. Is the killer in the apartment waiting or whatever while this is going on, or is he the killer?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
That's what we were talking about in it. And we kind of go into a little bit of detail with it, but I think it's a pretty good movie. And I mean, it is, there's a couple things in it that's, but I guess living in modern times and seeing like, I mean, to me, I wasn't like offended by any of this shit. Like, I don't understand.
A little bit of that, yes.
That ain't nothing. You can see that on YouTube. Yeah.
I don't know what YouTube videos you're watching.
Those underground YouTube videos.
Did Martin like that scene?
Yeah, that's the only scene I watch, actually.
Great.
That scene right there.
I mean, the German version will have.
Yeah, I was watching that movie Raw from a few years ago, and they're fucking not just fisting, but fucking full arming a cow's ass in that movie. I'm like, hey, that I don't know, man. They'd have to pay me a lot of money to do that. Then you're fucking pulling your arm out, and little chunks of shit's falling out. God, like, I guess that what are they milking the prostate or whatever, trying to breed these cows or horses or whatever the hell they are. And who thought of that though? Like some guy was lying around at night before bed and was like, I bet we could stick our arm up there and just wiggle it a little bit. I'm gonna try that tomorrow.
I guess maybe they stuck up their own at first, and they go, "Oh, this is what happens." Maybe it happens to them though.
You know, the Instagram page that we have, me and Uncle Bill both use that Instagram page, so he'll follow people on there, and I'll start watching some of their shit too. And there's this one girl. Her whole gimmick, and goddamn it, she's probably got like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Very cute girl, redhead, right? And I think her username is something like Foxy Girl or Foxy Tail or something like that. Her whole gimmick is she has a foxtail on, and she's like, oh, it's not a clip on, and she's like moving her skirt around, right? And she's like dancing around and shit. And you know, her whole thing is just fucking, it's a butt plug.
Mm-hmm.
And that is her whole gimmick, man. That is it. That is all she does. And people are like, oh God.
So wait, you said Uncle Bill follows her?
I think so. She just randomly started popping up on my Instagram. So
that's what happened to his internet.
Yeah, they got it shut down. Foxy Girl or somebody in the chat pointing up because she's very, very popular. But yeah, that's her whole gimmick. Like she's like, oh, how have I got this fucking attached on me?
Man, there's a lot of guys who they're pretty damn desperate.
Evidently, what's the foot fetish shit? That's the weirdest shit ever. I've never understood that.
Yeah, ask Tarantino about it. I don't know.
There's a lot of people that make money just showing their feet on like OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how that kind of stuff's taken over social media in certain areas. That and Twitch and a lot of these streaming platforms.
Yeah, it's a game changer, really, for a lot of, I mean, hell, like some of the money they can make, like a lot of these like porn stars pretty much retire and just do their OnlyFans and probably make 10 times the amount of money they were making just fucking their husbands or boyfriends or whatever.
Well, who was the female wrestler that she went to that and like made more money than she was making?
Mandy Rose.
Yeah, than she was as a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Does she still do that?
Yeah. Do you remember? God, what was her name? Mark, the girl that was in the army.
Oh,
fuck, what was her name?
It's slipping my mind.
Somebody in
right
the chat help us out here. She was just on there, not like she got fired a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the army.
Lacey Evans was.
Yes, that's it. Exactly.
Dude, she's full on fucking on her OnlyFans, from what I've heard at least, because dude, goddamn it. If I want to look at porn, I'm going to fucking Google it or something. I ain't going to fucking pay. I'm not saying I wouldn't watch, but I ain't going to pay $10 a month. But she's pretty much like fucking, like porn on, her husband or whatever on her OnlyFans. So.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that one Twitch streamer, and she's been doing it for about 10 years now. She makes $2 million a month on OnlyFans alone.
Damn. Tape Rock Video, it's the girl, right? Foxy Girl Lily. He knows.
Haven't got my tail on.
So Uncle Bill's watching tail butt plugs. That's why he's not here.
Planet CHH.
Hey there.
I think he's requesting. See, I've got it on here.
I'm the only one that's Michael Myers, you fucking bitch.
Is that guy's doing nothing now, or is he still like marrying people?
He's doing autograph signings at like used car dealerships now or something, I think.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Run away.
I think Days of the Dead books him occasionally, but most of those other big shows, he can't get booked.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Blacklisted.
That was Tony Moran, yes. Yes, sir. The face of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I'm not checking out that sex tape, CHH. We did actually interview Tony Moran back in the day.
Oh yeah.
That was I want to be honest, like I never liked the first time I met Tony Moran, I never liked that dude.
Just his vibe.
Yeah. He's just like, he doesn't give a single shit. Because, like, I was just trying to bullshit with him like I did people back in the day and see if they'd be interested in doing the show. And it was like he was just looking, okay. Just set it down. He wasn't engaged with anything that we were saying. He was just out of it. He might have been drunk, though, too. So.
Yeah.
Possible.
I can see that.
Predminator, CK and Mark, do you guys look forward to Outlast movie? I know Matt doesn't. He enjoyed the game though. What is that?
It's a video game, and I guess they're doing the movie. I mean, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I think that's it's Lionsgate that's doing it, right? And you can't trust damn near anything they put out. So yeah, I think I'm good on an Outlast game. I don't know what the hell's up with all these like adaptations where they're like way too late. Five Nights at Freddy's and all this shit. Like
Lionsgate's they've not had anything big in a while, have they? Like horror wise.
Saw X was like the last big deal for them.
Yeah.
Because it made money.
Yeah.
Is Lionsgate, did Amazon own Lionsgate? Oh, MGM, that's MGM, never mind. I think it says Amazon bought James Bond. So I'm wondering maybe they'll buy Lionsgate, just buy it. What else are they going to buy?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the video game is. It tells you how out of it I am when it comes to.
Yeah.
They had to make a kung fu video game adaptation movie from NES. Now that I would care about.
Matt, I know you're looking forward to the Alien TV show. They put that teaser up.
I didn't see the teaser. I don't give a shit. They don't need to make another one of those ever again. Ever again.
But they will. They're
I know.
making too
Yeah.
much money.
I know.
It's on Earth though, Matt. It's a game changer now. The xenomorphs are on Earth.
Like AVP Requiem.
Yeah.
That was on Earth in a little podunk town. First, the AVP was on Earth. That's such a classic.
And CK, I'm just curious. Have you watched any of that kind of stuff? I'm pretty sure you're not going to watch the Alien Earth TV show.
No,
That
after
stuff in the past, like the
well, I said I made a vow to myself after that AVP Requiem that I'm never watching another Alien or Predator movie. I was done. Yeah, they've wasted my time enough, and the same thing with the fucking Terminator movies too.
mm-hmm.
God,
Yeah.
what?
I'm assuming the same goes for TV adaptations. Like, I don't know, did you watch Bates Motel? Any of that kind of stuff, any of those spinoffs to TV? I know they're doing the Halloween TV series, which I think comes out this year.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
The Bates Motel was okay. I didn't watch all of it. I'd watched a couple of seasons of it. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But most of that stuff's just throwaway, like forgettable. Like how many adapted like TV shows from movies are out there that people don't even know exist that came out and nobody watched it at all.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
there was a Wolf Creek TV show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
You know?
The next one
yeah.
is the new one is Cape Fear. They're doing Cape Fear is the latest one to come out.
And they're doing the Burbs. The TV show The Burbs.
Jesus.
Gothic Rose 82. The
What?
graphic sexual horror is the name of the documentary, and it's actually the documentary itself is pretty interesting. This guy, this was because it kind of revolves around like the mid '90s on the internet, and
Okay.
this guy started like the very first bondage
Mm-hmm.
sex site, nsex.com or whatever, and the government went after him. It's not, I mean, it's graphic, but I don't think it's like anything crazy. Synapse did
The
they released
DVD and Blu-ray, yeah.
yeah.
I have the DVD of it. I saw that back in the day when it first came out, and yeah, you're right. It's nothing that like is gonna, scare you off or anything. I mean, you've probably seen worse in horror movies.
Probably don't want to watch it with your wife or anything, but
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean,
that's when you got to
depends.
sneak and watch. Yeah.
Depends if you want to get ideas for later. You would
I don't
try
know
this
some of
out.
that shit though. They start sticking shit up your ass, and like,
I
oh,
did for
no,
some.
we're not doing that. Yeah,
It'd be a hell of a story for that stream.
Freddie lit with $5 super. Has there been any horror films that take place in power plants? If not, would that be a cool idea?
Power plant. Like Homer Simpson.
WCW power plant from back in the day. That'd be killer if there's a horror movie. Now, how killer would that be? The power plant of terror.
Have Tank Abbott in there.
You know, we had a pretty good idea for some reason on that show last night. We were talking about the Bridget Jones movies briefly with Miko. And what if they went like the route that, the Leprechaun movies went with Bridget Jones, like Bridget Jones in the Hood or something. That itself is better than what they're going to do with Bridget Jones 3, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Bridget Jones in space. Bridget Jones in Vegas.
I guess the answer Freddie lit, the only one I could think of is, what was that called? Chernobyl Diaries.
Mm.
that came out years ago. That wasn't that good. There's like a scene where out of blue a bear shows up. It's like the remains of Chernobyl. Just the CGI bear shows up.
I've seen that. That's one of those movies that I've seen. I think I've got it in there, but it's completely erased from my mind. I have no memory of it at all.
Yeah, it is. What I remember is I didn't know if it was found footage or not. Because it's like it's filmed like found footage, but then it's not supposed to be. But then it's filmed like it. And it's I'm like what? Whatever. What's the idea of a movie? In my opinion,
The Devil's Due is better.
I didn't see that.
Bronson Wright, thank you, man. Another $5 super chat. Mark Price celebrated his 57th birthday on Sunday. He was born. Wow, man, that's crazy. February 23rd, 1968.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like he should be that old, but I guess that's about right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you'd be interested in seeing another attempt nowadays, a heavy metal horror film?
I don't know how they would do it though.
Well, I mean, they make these movies that take place in the 80s, and they always try to do. Like,
that's the only way you could do it.
But I mean, like, is there someone today that could make a movie like that, or you think no, you just don't have the talent today to do that type of film?
I mean, I think that if somebody was inspired enough, like you could do it. I mean, I think the hardest thing would be getting a good enough soundtrack for it, with like new retro music.
Right.
I think the last one was it called Deathgasm?
Yeah, Stretch Burnham mentions it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well,
the last one I remember.
What was the Foo Fighters? Didn't they do one? I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it either.
The Foo Fighters did a horror.
Yeah, that was right before that dude died. It came out, right? The drummer.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that right then the movie come out and then like he overdosed like the next week or a couple weeks later? That's so wild, yeah.
Yeah, Studio 666 was the name of it.
Is there anything though like coming out this year, like new stuff that you guys are looking forward to that you know about?
The one that's interesting, and it's just because he's never really done anything horror, is the Sinners movie, the Ryan Coogler one, with Michael B. Jordan, and I think he's playing. He has a twin brother, and he's playing both parts. So maybe that one. And are you talking about anything? Because that one I just mentioned.
Okay.
Okay, anything.
For one that I like the trailer for is there's a new. It's a movie, but it's more a documentary on Cheech and Chong.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's called like
I saw that. Yeah,
Cheech and Chong's last movie or something. That looks interesting. Looks like a lot of scenes from back to the day. A lot of behind the scenes footage. That looks cool because I'm a big fan of those older movies, and that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
that'd be a fun one. I did see the preview for that. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I look forward to that. How about you?
I don't really know. I mean, there's is it on? I saw this and I just thought this is interesting because I'm a big wrestling fan, and this is sort of a history thing that I don't know about. The first big women's wrestler from like the 30s.
Heard about that.
God damn it! What was her name, Mark? Mildred Burke. That was her name. And it was independently done by God damn it, them fucking gummies. John Avildsen's son directed it. And yeah, it's a kind of a period piece, but like I really enjoyed the
Yeah.
Iron Claw movie. So I'll check that one out whenever it comes to streaming or whatever. It looks pretty interesting. They got some actual wrestlers in it as well, but WWE didn't want anything to do with it, evidently.
Yeah, is that the one that they would only have like Charlotte Flair and someone else, and then
Yeah.
okay, that's why I heard about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now with the Iron Claw, I liked it as well, but did it bother you that they changed stuff from the real life?
I mean, yeah, kinda, but it's the Rick. There was a couple things in it.
The Ric Flair was like fucking off. Yeah.
Yeah, that story though, man. They did. I don't know if Matt, if you've got the documentary. I think it was the best WWE documentary they ever did on that whole world class.
Yeah,
Like that was one that they could have done, and I thought that there was a couple back in the day. The Rise and Fall. What was it? I can't remember what they called it. Triumph and Tragedy or something like that.
Yeah, Triumph and Tragedy.
There were a couple of those documentaries that they could have tried to do like a theatrical run with. I think that's one of them that would have done very well. But that whole story is just insane. What happened with that family?
Yeah. I went back to watch the Vice episode after I watched the movie, just to sort of refresh myself with everything. And they should have just did everything. I know the director said like it would have been too much, too many deaths, but I'm like, you got one fucking chance to tell the story. Just do the whole thing. Like, I don't know why you'd take anything out, I mean, the timelines and all that stuff's a little messy, but I kind of get why he did it narratively to make the movie work a certain way, but just put everybody in there.
Yeah, it's a bit weird they deleted one brother.
Yeah, like it didn't make any sense.
In a story about brotherhood.
I did pick that up. I think they had some sort of closeout deal on the Blu-ray. It was like $5.99 on Amazon or something.
Nice.
So I picked that up like whenever it was on sale, last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that. But yeah, wrestling movies and all that, like I'm all for that. That's one that I'll check out at some point. But I don't really know of a whole lot of stuff that's coming out this year.
Mm-hmm. Nothing in particular that gets you to go to the movies?
No, not really. I mean, I'm sure we'll try to do at least one or two on the roads maybe this year. Because what is it? There's a new I Know What You Did Last Summer coming out, a reboot.
A new Scream movie and a new I Know What You Did Last Summer.
We got to do at least one of those. Yeah.
Oh, God. It's got to be I Know It. That's hilarious.
I still know what you did that summer about 30 years ago.
Oh, my God.
Favorite wrestling documentary? Do you guys have one?
Oh, God. The Rise and Fall in ECW was really good.
A great companion piece to that is the Paul Heyman documentary.
You know, like, I guess the closest thing that they're doing to that now is those A&E specials, right? That's kind of, they've stopped doing that, the full-blown documentaries.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because those were always killer.
You know, another thing that they did that I liked a lot, and they're putting it on that Vault channel now, you remember the Legends roundtables that they had back when they were doing
yes,
like,
I do
WWE
remember
24/7 or whatever?
Oh yeah,
I love that shit. Like I could watch stuff like that all day.
Same here. Yeah, I had my own like DVD that I made of all of those episodes from back in the day.
I think I've got some somewhere too, because somebody used to send me those, because this was only on the 24/7 channel or whatever. We never did have that. But this was probably about 20 years ago or so, or not long after we started the show, probably 17, 18 years ago. And yeah, man, I love watching that stuff. And those shoot interviews that they used to do with high spots and RF video and all that. I could watch that sort of thing all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a ton of those DVDs from back then. I mean, they were putting out some great stuff, man. I mean, all that stuff from the 2000s was amazing. I have pretty much everything they put out from back then.
Yeah, they did a great job with those releases too. You know, one of the wrestling ones, which some of those I really like too, that just had matches and stuff and compilations, was the best of Saturday Night's Main Event.
Oh yeah,
3-disc edition. I love that shit.
yeah.
That took me back there for sure.
Yeah.
But
Then they started doing the gimmick matches releases, the ladder match DVD set, and they did the Hell in the Cell set, Falls Count Anywhere, and all that stuff.
yeah, and are they even making DVDs now? I don't even know. I don't think they are they?
No, they stopped.
Yeah, they
Wild.
stopped.
That's so wild. Something else with the Netflix thing. Netflix is in 4K, like if you pay for it. Are they doing the wrestling in 4K yet? Do you know?
No, it's because I can see it you can tell the difference when they actually shoot it in 4K. They have done some entrances and some stuff. I don't know why they don't just fully commit to the format. Maybe it's too expensive. Maybe I don't know.
Streaming in 4K, I would imagine that would be pretty expensive. But like,
Yeah,
you would think that they could do like the delayed version, like a 4K of it or something. I don't know. It may be a big like upgrade to do, update all their production and everything for that. I don't know how that works. So, but guys, I made it. It's over 2 hours. I can't believe it.
you did.
Did
I
you
fell
surprised.
out of this damn chair.
We did get one more super chat.
Oh, did we? Let's see.
Thank you, Freddie Lit.
Freddie Lit, baby. $10 super chat. You may not know this guy, but there was this YouTuber, Daniel Green, who got accused of SA, and his fans immediately believed the girl and turned on him, and it turns out the girl lied just to get back at him.
So fucked up.
Yeah, that'd be something that like fucking happened to me. I'd finally get like fucking famous or something, and
Yeah, I think sadly that happens a lot more often than one. You gotta do your research, man.
yeah. That's the thing. Like people can they can ruin somebody just by accusing them.
Yeah.
They don't need any proof, and they're fucked. So,
Wasn't one of the more recent guys Jonathan Majors?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, the actor. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the details. Wasn't it true?
I don't think so. But again, I haven't like studied up on it or anything. I haven't went back to look into it. But from what I saw initially, it turned out like that she wasn't on the level. Like it was all bullshit.
This is the same thing, but a guy who I do think did stuff. I only mentioned it because it was on my feed. The Kevin Spacey, where it's like he told the actor grow up or something. It was on Guy Pearce.
Oh yeah, it was on like fucking Twitter or something, right?
And he looked like a serial killer. It's just like grow up. I'm like, what the? The people like he didn't. He was. I'm like, O.J. Simpson was found innocent. It don't matter. And he wrote a book. If I did it, so
Yeah.
it don't matter what the courts say.
Oh, man. But guys, hey, it's been fun. Uncle Bill's internet evidently never did fucking come back on. I don't know. He's not checking out his foxy girl Lily tonight, evidently.
No.
But Matt, what do you got coming up this week on the channel?
A lot more requests to be uploaded. Thanks to people out there who sent requests. random stuff. One of them is a Turkish ET movie
Oh shit!
called Homoti.
I bet that's a classic.
Oh yeah, it's all shot in one guy's apartment. It's a Turkish $5 movie.
And
Yeah, go ahead. Much
I
more
was
to
just,
come.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
Mark,
Mm.
you got anything coming up on the Stuntman Mark channel?
Well, if you're free, Rambo, and I see Predminator in here, we could do the Rumble. So we're going to be watching the Royal Rumble 2001, just the Rumble match, right?
Yep, that was the request. He wanted both of us to do a stream reacting to just the Rumble in 2001.
Interesting.
Yeah, we could do that tomorrow. Well, wait, what's today? Today's Friday. Well, maybe Sunday night. Elimination Chamber is tomorrow night, so maybe Sunday night if you're available.
Okay. I'm available. So
Cool.
Okay. You watching that, CK?
Yeah, I don't know where I'm watching it at yet though. If I'll be here or my in-laws, so I'll try to watch it. As far as WrestleMania season goes, though, like, man, it doesn't seem like they have like a straight plan. Like, that's the one thing that I've noticed this year is you can kind of get a feel of what they're going to do, and I really have no idea what the hell they're going to do on any of these storylines and feuds that are going. So
the main thing is with The Rock coming back in from all the websites are saying like, oh, he's throwing a wrench in all the plans and
he's taking souls.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the hell that means? Does he have go away heat at this point? The Rock.
I mean, maybe with some of the smart fans, but I mean, he still gets the pop in the arena.
I think with here's the thing though, like Rock as a wrestler is different than Rock as an actor. So, yeah, to be perfectly honest with you, I mean, who the fuck can get good roles nowadays? Nobody really, because there are no good roles. And if I was in his fucking shoes, man, I'd probably be picking the same. I'd be picking the movies to be paying me the most money. Like, who gives a shit if they're good or not? Because most of these movies suck anyway. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've never was like a huge Rock fan. I was always more the Stone Cold fan.
Me too.
But, I guess the next thing that Uncle Bill's going to be doing the live buy for the Vinegar Syndrome thing tomorrow if his internet ever comes back on. If not, we ain't fucking doing it because I'm probably not going to be up by then. I can tell you that. And then next week we're doing a pretty huge Dead Pit is Watching episode. Lots of reviews on that one. That'll probably be coming up around Thursday of next week. So, But yeah, everybody in the chat, all the super chats and everything, we greatly appreciate it. And yeah, lots of great stuff coming up on all the channels. So definitely go over and subscribe to the Dead Pit, Rambo Rafterlife, and Stuntman Mark channels. And we will catch you guys next time. Everyone dies, but Friday night lives on and on and on.
Oh, yes, my favorite documentary. Into the Pit, the shocking story of DEADPIT.com is back out on DVD. Yes, me and my Undertaker. We love watching it. It's a heartfelt, emotional documentary about a couple of hillbillies in eastern Kentucky that started their very first radio show. Oh, yeah. Get your copy today. IntoThePitTheMovie.com. Buy 4 or 5 copies, yes. Get them autographed. IntoThePitTheMovie.com. Oh, yes.
I want all these people to click everything they're supposed to click
You haven't been liking them, you haven't been subscribing to them, you haven't clicked the bell or notification or anything like that.
Folks, why don't you click the like button?
Do you hate us? Do you not want to see us succeed?
Why don't you click the heart button?
Is this something that you have against our particular show?
Why don't you subscribe?
You should click on one of them buttons right now if you want us to continue to breathe greatness into your life.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. You know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decades.
Here's what other fucking Patreons do. They're like, hey, give us money and then we'll let you see a video early that we're going to release like a fucking week from now, and then that's all we're going to give you. Meanwhile, we have a literal jukebox full of songs, thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on there now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram. Help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So deadpitonpatreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least the $10 tier.
You can do 50. The stock market's crashing.